the more that we become conscious, the more I think we really come to understand that the energy that's flowing through me is flowing through you, is flowing through him and her and anyone else. And therefore, the loving heart has a really strong instinct to give itself into the world, you know. I give to you, I'm giving to myself, I'm giving to the one life that we live.
All the way down, deeply, we find we are atomic in nature and we are energetic in nature. So there is no difference in the energy that builds up my physical body and yours, and anything else in our environment, anything else in the universe is all made of the same stuff. So in truth, we are all connected. There is no separation between any of us. So it comes back to that thing of how can I ever point at you and say you are something that I am not? Because at the fundamental level of who we are one.
And we're trying to learn that in the body, because in between lives, there is no conflict. It's all one. We know we're one with Source. We know we're one with each other, with love. It's not even a question. And so we come into this lifetime, and there's a part of us that remembers that. And yet the bigger part of society starts to cover that over and we forget.
From an evolutionary context, the ego is what keeps us safe, this biological being safe. The ego allowed us to differentiate between us and a saber-toothed tiger, other tribes when the perception was very small. You had to be able to tell the difference between something that was friendly and something that wasn't friendly, whether it be animal or another tribe. And so it was a protective mechanism within us, separation. And so from an evolutionary context, ego was cool, it was good, it was a good thing to have an ego. From now, it was good so that this experiment called humanity on Earth, a spiritual living biology unfolding. But now we have 7.5 billion people on the planet, so the experiment has worked. But that sense of separation has become exacerbated. So now a number of individuals in humanity feel separate from their environment, the ground they walk upon, the oceans, the rainforests, the other species. And so that sense of separation, which started out as a protecting influence for us, can now lead to our annihilation. You take one insect strand out, and the whole ecosystem is depleted. You kill the bees, humanity disappears, you see. And so we now have to transcend the ego. Whereas before the ego was our friend, now it's not our friend. We have to transcend it and realize that underneath the ego's perception, we're one.
I would say that when I think of astrology, I think that it does give me evidence of connectedness, that the symbology of all the planets and the way a life evolves, the cycles of a life, show that there's similarity. At the same time, I think that in many ways we're each alone on our path. And I think that being aloneness is also part of what people yearn for. They yearn for the connectedness, yeah? So they yearn for a spiritual connection to the cosmos, to God, to Jesus, to Allah, to the Force, whatever you want to call it. There's that aloneness. We're looking to marry with something bigger than ourselves, with a divine being, a divine presence. So yes, I see connectedness, but also I think we are separate and very unique. It's yes and, not yes but. It's like that.